let's get into it. Today, we are literally drafting the blueprint for digital marketing success. Have you ever felt like your marketing is just all over the place, a little bit chaotic? Well, we're about to fix that with a solid, step-by-step plan. Let's start building. Trying to do marketing without a plan is like trying to build a house with no blueprint. It's a disaster. On the left, you see exactly what happens. Pure chaos. You're wasting your budget, your team is confused, and your return on investment? Yeah, it's low. But look at the right side. With a plan, everything changes. You get direction, focus, and a much, much higher ROI. Every single dollar has a purpose.
So here's our game plan for today. Think of it like the phases of construction. First, we're going to lay the foundation and talk about why this planning thing is so important. Then we'll survey the terrain. That's all about knowing your audience. After that, we draw the map with some really clear, smart goals. Then comes the fun part, drafting the actual blueprint, your strategy. And finally, we'll open up the toolbox you need to bring it all to life.
Okay, first things first, the foundation. Seriously, just like with a real building, if your foundation is weak, everything you build on top of it is gonna crumble. In marketing, your plan is that foundation. It is absolutely non-negotiable if you want to build something that lasts.
So what do we even mean when we say digital planning? It's not about throwing ideas at a wall and seeing what sticks. It's a systematic process. It's about being methodical, defining your goals, picking the right strategies, putting your money in the right places, and knowing how you'll measure success. The whole point is to make sure every single thing you do has a clear purpose.
And why bother? Well, the payoff is huge. A good plan forces you to put your time and money where it'll actually make a difference. It gets your whole team on the same page, rowing in the same direction. That naturally leads to a way better ROI. But maybe the most important thing? It gives you a benchmark. Without a plan, you're flying blind. With one, you can actually see what's working and what's not, and you can adapt really, really quickly.
Okay, our foundation is solid. Now it's time for phase 2. We've got to survey the digital terrain. This is all about understanding the landscape and, more importantly, getting to know the people who live there, your audience.
This is where we stop talking about a vague, faceless audience and start thinking about real people. Let's take Sarah. She's 28, she wants to find a side hustle, so where is she hanging out? Instagram, TikTok. Then you've got Ahmad. He's 34, owns a restaurant, and he needs local customers. You're going to find him on Facebook and Google Maps. See the difference? When you create these personas, you stop shouting into the void and you start having a real conversation with Sarah and Ahmad.
So now let's map out the path these people take. It all starts with awareness. That's the very first time they hear about you. If you catch their attention, they move into interest and consideration, where they're checking you out and maybe comparing you to your competitors. Then comes the big moment, conversion. They buy something, they sign up. But it doesn't stop there. The real magic, the ultimate goal, is loyalty, turning that one-time customer into a raving fan who tells all their friends about you. Your strategy has to have a plan for every single step of this journey.
So, we've surveyed the land, we know who we're talking to. Now it's time to draw the map. And for any map to be useful, you need a clear destination, an X that marks the spot. That's where SMART goals come in.
You've probably heard of the SMART framework, but it's so powerful it's worth a quick review. It turns these fuzzy wishes into actual targets. Your goal needs to be specific, super clear. Measurable, you got to be able to track it with numbers. Achievable, push yourself, but don't set yourself up to fail. Relevant, it has to actually matter to your business. And time-bound, give yourself a deadline. It creates focus.
Let's look at this in action, because the difference is night and day. On the left, you've got this vague goal. I want to increase sales. Okay, great. But that's a wish, not a plan. Now look at the right. That's a SMART goal. Increase organic site visits by 25% in 3 months by publishing 12 new blog posts and improving SEO. That's a mini blueprint all by itself. It tells you exactly what to do, by how much, and by when. It's something you can actually do.
All right, we have our solid foundation, and we have our destination marked on the map. Now it's time to draw up the detailed blueprint. This is your strategy. The thing that connects those big goals to what you do every single day. And we can build this strategy in 4 pretty logical steps. First, define your unique value proposition, your UVP. What makes you special? Why should people choose you? Once you know that, you can figure out where to show up by choosing the right channels. Then you can plan the content for those channels. And finally, you give it fuel by allocating your budget.
Let me give you an awesome real-world example of this. Al Murai.
During Ramadan, they created these brilliant YouTube ads that felt less like ads and more like a natural part of the videos people were already watching. Instead of interrupting, they integrated. And the result? Engagement went through the roof. It just goes to show, a smart strategy can make your marketing feel welcomed, not annoying.
We've made it to our final section. The blueprint is designed, it looks beautiful. But even the best blueprint in the world is just a piece of paper if you don't have the right tools to build it. So let's open up your digital construction toolkit.
Okay, the world of marketing tech can feel a little overwhelming. There are so many tools, so let's just break it down by the job you need to do. To keep your team organized, you've got tools like Asana. For managing all your social media, there's Hootsuite. For email automation, you've got MailChimp. And for creating all those amazing visuals, Canva is a lifesaver. Remember, the goal isn't to use every tool out there, but to pick the right one for the right job.
So how do you choose? It's actually pretty simple. Just ask yourself these 4 questions. First, does it play nice with the tools you're already using? Second, is it easy enough that your team will actually want to use it? Third, can it save you time by automating those boring, repetitive tasks? And finally, the big one, does it fit your budget? Answering these will help you build the perfect toolkit.
And there you have it, the complete blueprint for digital marketing success, from laying the foundation all the way to picking out your tools. All the pieces are on the table. The only thing left to do now is to start building. So the real question is, now that you have the blueprint, what are you going to build first?